Hey folks, my name is Pravus, welcome back to more EU4, playing as Byzantium. Going for 4 different achievements. By the end of this series, we will end up being able to get 5. And in the last video, we took another chunk of land, this time in Italy against the Pope and against Spain. That was a pretty glorious war, took a bit more territory off of the Ottomans. Many missions are complete, and we are sitting on so many claims that I would like to use. The problem is, right now we have a massive coalition, and there's only so many things that I could even do if I wanted to. We could go and fight against, Tunis if the Mamluks were not also the defender of the Sunni faith. Otherwise, I can't really fight Austria-Hungary, I can't fight the Pope again, I can't fight Milan, I don't want to fight Spain, and I can't fight the Mamluks. So we're kind of stuck here for the moment. Just sort of waiting, seeing what happens. The good news is, when you have a big coalition and it's on the verge of breaking, sometimes just taking a break, walking away, coming back to the game, reloading it, is enough to get things to recalculate. So we're going to see if very soon the coalition starts to fall apart, and I really hope it does. Otherwise, we're going to be very bored for a while, which is fine, but there you go. There goes a couple. All right, Bregenz is gone, Ramazan is gone. Keep going, guys, keep going. Oh, this is interesting. Naples somehow has broken free from Spain. I don't know how this has happened, but I think we all know what's probably going to happen next. I'm probably going to find an excuse to go and kill them. Ah, dang it, they joined the coalition. Never mind, I guess I'm not doing anything. Which is dumb, because Spain has already announced their intentions of attacking you, so you're worried about the wrong person. Well, no, he's actually completely worried about the right person. Never mind, fair play. Finally! There we go. All right, Mamluks leave, Genoas leaves, Siena leaves, Austria leaves, Mantua leaves, Aretna leaves. That's that. Okay. Took a little while. All right, so now let's find a way to get that aggressive expansion right back up there, shall we? I really do want to fight Austria-Hungary, but this would be a really tough fight for me. If I had a way of pulling in, let's say, France or Russia, it wouldn't be so bad, but without their help, especially with the Commonwealth helping, that's just not going to work out. The Commonwealth is the defender of the Catholic faith, so I'm not going to easily be able to push over here at any point. The easiest thing is honestly probably to go ahead and fight the Mamluks, for which we can finally pull in Russia for the first time ever, plus our new ally Persia. And with this, we'll be able to take these guys on. I think this is an obvious choice for us. We have so many claims, and the numbers are very heavily in my favor. So since we have no rebels to worry about, let's go ahead and bring all of our troops into position and get ready for a splendid little war. And let's think ahead of time about what I actually want to do. So I said before, I think I want to try to release Karaman as a vassal. So this is the territory I'd be looking to take out of them. So just take one province like this one right along here on the coast. That's good enough. And then let's say we take this over here, Antakya. That would be enough to release Syria, and then we'd be able to use both of those for a future war to take all of this territory and all of this. So what I want to do is eat some of these provinces and then probably work my way down here at least a little bit so we can cut off some of the Mamluks' territory. I also wouldn't mind grabbing Cyprus, just because apparently it is of my culture group, and that is something we are supposed to do, is try to unite the culture group. For that, of course, I'll have to do a war against Genoa at some point as well, but as long as the Commonwealth will defend them, that's not going to go over great for me. I don't anticipate this war to actually be especially hard. I think we should be able to beat this very easily as long as we don't do anything stupid and get ourselves exposed. But I've got enough numbers behind me that I think we can win this pretty easily. And the Mamluks are, probably going to go over here and try to fight against Persia. I don't expect Persia to last incredibly long in this war. I think that they will get exhausted and probably peace out, but I think that's okay. Hey, Russia, you have done absolutely nothing to help. Question, no guy. Would you be willing to give me military access so I can start getting that for my buddy and have him join the war? Because that would be great. Same thing with you, Georgia. I really need Russia to get their act down here. I mean, I said that I could probably beat them on my own, but I don't see any reason to put that to the test. There we go. Here comes Russia. I knew that would work. This is a fun little thing. I don't know if I've ever actually seen this event before. I probably have once upon a time. Lift the fog of war from the Mamluks for 6 months? So I get to see literally everything. Huh. Okay, that's a pretty cool trick. You've got 90,000 soldiers? They trained up a few spare soldiers. Persia is very screwed. How are we looking over here now? Okay, so in Persia, it looks like Russia's actually managed to put them kind of back on the run. I don't have field of vision anymore, so I don't know where they all went. That's a little concerning, because if their troops have all left over here, that means they're probably down over here, so I need to be very cautious about what I do next. I suppose another thing I could do is actually try to release Akkoyen Lu as a vassal, too. That might be pushing it a bit too much, though. And actually, now that I think about it, what are the requirements to create a, what are the requirements to create one of those planoyer things or whatever? Do they have to be of my religion type? Like, is that a requirement? Because if I release these Muslim nations, I could convert them, but I'm kind of curious how that would work. Doesn't say anywhere in here that it has to be my religion, as far as I can tell. So I think we could create a couple of those other vassals. I mean, I know I want to save them for later, but like, as long as I don't revoke the right to inheritance, we can make them into vassals that don't take diplomatic relationship slots, which is ultimately what I'm looking for, because I don't want to start bleeding through too much of my diplo power, you know what I mean? Yeah, I can sense myself getting outmaneuvered a little bit right now. I need to be cautious, pull some troops back. This still could turn into something bad. They've got about 50,000 troops sitting right here. I don't have enough to easily take out this fort, but that's what I want to do, obviously. We're one idea, by the way, away from finishing up the religious ideas, getting that Deus Vult, which is going to be great, plus we'll get some discipline. And then honestly, at that point, we can just go ahead and swap over to making as much military power as possible, get through the rest of the quantity ideas, at which point a 33% land forcement modifier is obviously going to be very, very good for me. I would like to have that for sure. Got the capital of Fars. Can we get them out of the war? Looks like the answer is probably yes. I'll take a little cash out of you. Goodbye. Get rid of all that nonsense. You're welcome, Persia. I just unsieged a load of your land. Of course, that leaves Hormuz down over here, who has taken a pretty sizable chunk of Saudi Arabia, but I'm not going to worry about them right now. All I really care about is getting down here into Cairo, and then take as much along this coastline as we can to deny the Mamluks most of their trade income, and from there I think things start to get a little bit hairier for them, and my allies should be able to take it to victory. One of my achievements does require we take a lot of territory in Egypt, as well as Jerusalem, by the way. We'll come back to that as I get closer to that achievement, but it's going to be a little while. Oh, gosh dang it, my heir's going to die. He was a pretty good heir, a 623. Well, we'll see what I get next. I've not been having a lot of luck on the monarch front, I feel like. It's not very fair. Also, Britain just formed a new church. They're Anglican now. Cool. Have fun with your heresy. There's the Siege of Cairo. Okay, so now we're at 91% war score. It's probably not a lot that I absolutely have to do to get more. We could just kind of drag the war on a little bit longer, and that would be fine. I don't want to push my luck too much, but we can afford to wait a little bit here. There's Tabuk. Okay, so now we're at 94%. Okay. And they have some troops coming back toward us. I think this is about as good as it's going to get. Before they siege down anything else in Persia that really matters, I think. And my wife just died. Okay, now I'm starting to feel like I'm playing Crusader Kings 3 and somebody is systematically assassinating my family. Am I so crazy for thinking that? I'm just saying. Anyway, all right, so I can take this land for myself, Karaman, Syria. I'll take Cyprus for the heck of it. It is a fort, and then I could take the territory over here in Alexandria. It'll be hard-ish to defend, but considering that's 3 major trade ports in the Alexandria trade node right there, we will destroy so much of the Mamluks' trade income. It'll be pretty great. Not that there's an absolute ton of money sitting around here anyway, but every little bit does count, I think. Coalition, of course, can reform, which would be a little scary, but without the Mamluks to join it, it's really only Austria that is the threat. What else can I do here? Do I want to make you break up any alliances? I really don't like you being allied to Hormuz. They are kind of annoying, but we handled it once, we can do it again. Definitely take some war reps, could take a lot of money, and just have a nice long truce deal for a while. And that would be kind of okay. I kind of want to keep the Mamluks back for a bit. It means I'm not going to war over here for a bit. That's the only real downside to it. But like, I have some loans to pay off, man. So I think this is what we're going to end up taking. I do think it is. Of course, just as we finish with Deus Vult, by the way. Oh well, I can use that for all future wars. That'll be nice. Could enact a policy over here. Religious unity and missionary strength. Sure. Why not? It's free for now. Anyway, we get ourselves a nice little mission complete here for Antioch Reclaimed. Deus Vult. Yes, that's a lot of Patriarch authority. Hello. Okay, capital of Antioch renamed to Antioch. Sweet, dude. That's pretty awesome. I like it. We're going to give it over to Syria in a little bit, but tell you what, I'll convert it to Orthodox first, okay? Just to be good. Oh, this is nice. My ruler is now a conqueror. Years of separatism reduced by 5. That's going to make it a lot easier to stabilize the nation. So how are we looking on trade now? So we've got a little control around Aleppo and Alexandria and stuff. Sure, that should hopefully mean a bit more money is now going to be flowing into Constantinople, and if not there, none of it's going into the Venice trade node, which is unfortunate. I don't want it going into Genoa, but okay. We'll have more control of this later. This is one of the reasons I love having trade ideas. I love being able to steer all the money where I want it to go so I can get filthy, stinking rich. It feels good. A new heir. It's a 250. That's not great, is it? No, sirree, it is not. Okay, we can go ahead and release these nations now. Get ourselves our little vassals. Karaman, you're one of them. It says they'll follow the Sunni faith, but, like, I think I can change that for them. Their province itself is Orthodox now, so that's going to leave them semi-unstable. Same situation down over here with Syria. I think that, you know, if you've already converted the capital province, you should be able to automatically change things there, so they don't have to be of the wrong faith, but whatever. So that's all those cores, that's all those cores. So the next war with the Mamluks, not only will we have Deus Vult, but with Reconquest, I'll be able to get a lot of very cheap territory. This is all just setting ourselves up for the future, you know? Something else I just noticed over here, Tunis has for some reason got no allies. Not sure what happened there. Tempted to go and take it, a little bit low on the admin power at the moment, which makes me nervous, but I mean, there's some valuable lands we could grab over here in North Africa for sure, around Tunis itself, and maybe at some point that ends up being valuable. I don't know if it's worth it right now. It just doesn't seem like I'm going to get a lot of value out of this at the moment. It's better to be more focused on something else. I still really want to go kill Austria. Like, so very badly do I want to go kill Austria, but so long as the Commonwealth will join, that's just not an enticing proposition for me. So then the question becomes, what can I do to the Commonwealth? Can I do something to the Commonwealth that would, what? Get them into a war so they can't be defended of the faith so I could fight Austria-Hungary. That's all I'd be doing is just fighting them just to break that off. I could. And if I am going to do that, we could go and fight it for Moldavia and take that territory. I also really want to take the rest of Genoa up over here, and they're allied to the Commonwealth. So, like, if I brought in everybody here, I could have one giant alliance war here against the Commonwealth, and we should be able to stomp them pretty effectively. And in the meantime, I take what I want out of Genoa. That's actually not a bad proposition. With this many allies, this shouldn't take that much work, and all I really care about is just denying them more wars. I don't even want to take any land, so I don't even need a lot of war score. We just have to win. That's it. Yeah, actually, this might make sense. Let me deal with some rebels and then get my troops in position first. Oh, France won't join this anymore. Waited a little bit too long there, I'm afraid. Oh well. Wait, no, actually, I'm sorry. No, that's fine. I was going to say, never mind, France won't join, but no, that's just because they like the Commonwealth. But if I declare war on Genoa, never mind, that's not so much of an issue. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do this then. This is a very large war, but I'm basically just going to try to humiliate these guys. That's all that matters at the end of the day. And let's try to grab Kaffa over here from Genoa, because it so happens I have a mission to own this, and I want it. So it looks like the Commonwealth has decided to move their troops over to Bohemia, as well as some forts along Russia. Okay. France is sieging down Chelera over here. That's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and knock them out of the war. I approve of this action. And if I wanted to, this is also my opportunity to go ahead and just kill Moldavia, which I do want to do. I'll feed it all off to Wallachia and make them stronger. Intentionally did not call Persia into this war because I thought I might want to use them against Moldavia and Georgia. Let's make sure we're in a really strong position with this first, and then I'm going to turn my attention, let my allies do all the work for me while I just profit on the side. Chelera is going to be out of this war. Awesome. Give me some money, war reps, whatever you can. I don't even care. France, can you now get over here and work on the stuff that actually matters? Go defend Bohemia. And pay no attention to what's to happen as I go and kill the little guys in Moldavia. Whoops. Somehow I feel like we're not making any progress against the Commonwealth, and I'm not really sure how that's possible. Russia, where are all of your troops? Why do I feel like you're not doing anything? You have only a handful sitting there. Where are the rest? There should be more somewhere. France is marching around with a 47 stack, taking god levels of attrition for no reason. Bohemia's over here, sure, but like, Is this it? That's all you're doing? Oh, whatever. If you can get Warsaw down, though, get the capital, that certainly does make my life easier, and I do encourage it. Moldavia has unconditionally surrendered. That's fine. I didn't really want to take all their territory, because I was hoping to just, like, hand it over to Wallachia the old-fashioned way, but let's see if I can just hand over the occupation and just make that part of my peace deal. We should be able to. Yep, that's no problem at all. All right, that's all we need. Coalition, yeah, blah, 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 done. All right. So that is finally dealt with. Thank you. And now I'm just watching as France just moves their troops around in tiny little stacks and gets murder-fied in so many places. But it was a sacrifice worth making, apparently, because he trapped the Commonwealth's main force there and smashed them. Good job. Now Russia is moving like an impending wave, slow and inevitable. Got another achievement just now. Oh, shoot, I didn't even mean to get this one. In the name of the Father, as an Orthodox country, have 100 Patriarch authority, apparently. Cool, wasn't shooting for that, but I'll take more achievements. That's great. All right, I feel like we've got enough here to use against the Commonwealth now that we have their capital. I'll take one province. It's a trade province. I'll hand it off to Wallachia. Beyond that, give me your war reps and give me 2,000 ducats. Yes, please. Okay. I don't care if you're still allied with Genoa, I suppose. Maybe I do. No, I'll probably full annex them, so who actually cares? The rest of this doesn't matter. You can keep the rest of this here. Yeah, I think I'm okay with all of this. We could give some land over to Russia for good measure, just to kind of keep them a little bit weaker, you know? But I think I'd rather just take the money. This seems fine. All right, Commonwealth is out for the count. Thank you. No more defender of the Catholic faith, which only leaves us with Georgia. Now, technically, these are the only two provinces I need, but I guess I might as well just eat everything so it's a non-issue going forward. It's not even that much aggressive expansion at the end of the day. So this takes care of all of this nonsense. All right, bye, Genoa. Nice knowing you. Now, I don't know if I really want to core all this territory. I'm kind of low when it comes to admin power. I'm not really sure that there's a lot of advantage to me owning any of this territory directly, except for Theodoro, which I don't really need to do. And by the way, did we actually unify the culture? Apparently not. What do you mean I haven't done that? What? I'm confused. I'm clicking on my culture, and I see all of my territory held by me, plus this, these I own, these I own. What's the problem here exactly? I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter that much. Anyway, point being, I don't know that I want to core this. I don't have a lot of admin power. I don't need this territory. It might be a good example to just go ahead and create myself another vassal. And if that's the case, then I think it's only appropriate that I create Crimea as my new nation. Of course, they're of the wrong faith, so maybe not. What else could I do? I could just release Genoa, but I don't know how that really works as far as like inheritance and stuff. No, I'll just bite the bullet. Let's go ahead and release Crimea. Let that be a thing. I'm not releasing Trebizond. I don't want to give him this land in case you were thinking about that. Bada boom. And then if I wanted to, could I go back down over here and get those strong duchies? Yes, now I can. That takes care of the Liberty Desire, reduces Liberty Desire in subjects, diplomatic... That takes care of some of the relationship slots and stuff like that. That's a lot better. Okay. So, with that all taken care of, what comes next? Well, we have been talking about wanting to fight against Austria, and now that the Commonwealth would not join, this becomes at least an even fight. There are other people that I would like to be able to bring in on this. France, I probably could convince if I have enough favors with them to do so, which I have more than enough favors in order to do so. So I could ask them to prepare for war. That would give me 30 more reasons for them to join. That would get them called in. So I'd be fighting Austria, Saxony, Salzburg, Ulm, Württemberg, and the 3 leagues. This is a pretty doable fight, and this is one where I'd actually want to stack up some of my admin power to deal with it, because I do have a lot of claims to deal with over here. Quite a few. That would lead to some additional missions for me. Which one is affected by that? It's this one right here. Advance into the Illyrium. Whatever, I don't care. Anyway, get at least 9 more provinces here. And that would lead to a load of additional claims across the rest of northern Italy, which could be pretty great. Not that I need more claims or anything, but you get the idea. It just feels kind of good to do. Also, it just takes somebody who's big and powerful and could become a late-game threat and just starts reducing their power now while I can. Also, I'm sitting back waiting to do anything with the Mamluks until 1553 anyway, so we've got 9 years before I can do anything there. That's a long time to sort of sit around and do pretty much nothing. Whoops, looks like Russia has started up a war against Nogai. Well, I got some troops nearby here at Aretna. I could help you with this one pretty easily. Yeah, this is fine. Finishing up with the quantity ideas now means we get that extra force limit and so on. Plus, we get some extra policies. I mean, the morale of armies 10% is really good. It's kind of hard to say no. I don't mind having things like Diplo Rep and stuff, but yeah, 10% morale is just solid. And now Bohemia is declaring a war. Okay, I'm getting called into, a few too many things here all of a sudden. Okay, Georgia wants an alliance after I betrayed you? Honestly, the thing is, they're not even that bad of an ally. Like, do I really have anything well, I have claims on all their territories, so maybe I don't want to do this. So long as they're allied to Russia, that might be a small problem, but okay. So anyway, Bohemia, Brandenburg. Brandenburg's pretty small. Saxe-Lauenburg, Saxony. This is a pretty doable war, I think, unless there's someone else involved in this that I'm not aware of. Like, the Emperor's not getting involved. It's an internal HRE war, right? So this should be, I think, safe-ish. And depending on how this goes, I mean, we could use this as an opportunity to declare our war here against Austria. Saxony wouldn't join. Saxony's not that much of a threat to begin with, honestly. We'll just destroy their army, so when they do join the war defending Austria-Hungary, they can't do a lot. At least such is the idea. There's the war against Nogai done. Out of curiosity, did you give me any land? I think you gave me one province right here. Okay, I mean, that was nice of you, I suppose. And there goes that war nice and easy. Okay, so that's all taken care of. So, about that whole war thing we had been talking about. France. Can I ask you? Oh, you're at war right now. Who are you at war with? You're fighting natives. That seems a little bit mean, to be honest. Why fight a bunch of natives? Okay. Oh, it looks like Saxony lost their alliance with Austria regardless. Alright. So if France wasn't in debt and fighting another war, they could probably join this. So that's what I'm going to wait for, is when France is done with their nonsense, we'll call them in. We'll do a war against Austria-Hungary, and we'll just go ahead and burn them to the ground. At the very least, I want to take away the rest of their coastal territory so they can't pose a threat over here ever again, and I get a lot more control of the Venetian trade node. Naples broke free again? And here comes Spain to restore that union. How do you keep losing the union is my question. Jeez, Naples is just, really not playing ball, are they? Oh, wait, did Austria just ally Spain? Or did Spain just become the defender of the Catholic faith? Gosh dang it, there's always a new defender of the Catholic faith. Alright, so that kind of throws a wrench in that plan, unless I want to go fight Spain for the heck of it. Which we could do. And you know, it's not like we don't have enough power to do it. It's just like, gosh dang you people, why do you have to be this way? They're also distracted over here, so like if I wanted to, now's not even a bad time to just go smash on Spain for a little bit. I could probably finish off taking the rest of Naples. Take a couple of provinces over here. And that's kind of it, really. But I can weaken them. Maybe even create a new vassal, like Aragon or somebody, and just start feeding them in the future. Maybe. Again, I can't really do anything for at least another 4 years against the Mamluks. I don't really want to take a lot of land that costs me admin power right now, but I mean, if you're gonna give me no other option, well then why the heck not? I see your troops right here, we could just smash you. There we go, they just formed their union against Naples. Okay, so congratulations on that front. I'm going to prove my superiority as a proper Orthodox nation. Surprise! I'm coming to kill you now! Printing press just fired. Okay, that actually makes you wonder. How's the Reformation looking right now? Well, it's actually making some pretty serious progress through a lot of Germany. Norway seems to have fully embraced Protestantism. It looks like Denmark has done the same. Yeah, a lot of northern Germany has already fallen under their sway. And of course the English are just doing their own separate thing because of course they are, that's just sort of what they do. Oh, Spanish Navy, you've made a horrible mistake. You've put yourself into port where I have you trapped. You're so gonna die. Oh, the Spanish Armada's about to get shrunk pretty substantially. Well, this feels pretty good. Didn't do as much damage as I would have thought, to be honest, but it's okay. I think we got the capital of Savoy out already, so we can finally be done with you guys. You're worth a little bit of money. It's okay. There will come a time when I want to eat your land, but it is not this day. Another government reform is upon us. Okay, so we're on what, tier 6 now? So we have the Senate, which is an option for us. If we want to have a parliamentary system, we could do that. Lots of parliamentary seats, national unrest. You can, of course, use parliamentary missions in order to get some stuff done. I'll be honest, a lot of people love Parliament. I find it's just one more doohickey that I have to worry about, and it kind of annoys me. So I don't think I'm going to do that. I think instead I'll just go for Royal Decree. We're nowhere near the age of absolutism, so it's not super useful yet, but someday that extra absolutism per year and maximum absolutism will be very nice for us. Got the Siege of Madrid down, so that's their capital. A couple more forts and they'll be finished. I probably should try to find a way to mess with Portugal a little bit just to kind of keep them weak. They can become a really nasty colonial powerhouse eventually, and if I can stop that, that would be ideal. There's the Siege of Lisboa. Okay. So Portugal, hi, how you doing over there? I do want to make you break up your relationship with Spain. I've been finding that to be a little bit annoying up to this point. And I'll just take some cash off of you. You're fairly straightforward. It's Spain that I care about. Question is, what do I want? Well, I want the rest of Naples, that's for sure. I'll take the rest of this as well, for the heck of it. I don't really need to worry about Siena and stuff. I think I will give this fort over to France because this has been a bottleneck for us, and if we can turn it into a bottleneck against them, that makes it so much better. And I don't really know that I want much else here, to be honest. A coalition is not something I really covet right now. Could humiliate you for the heck of it, just to be mean-spirited. And you know what? I think I will. Be humiliated, Spain! Humiliation, great humiliation upon ye! Patuh! And that's that. Okay, so now we've dealt with another defender of the Catholic faith. Who's up for round 3? Anyone? So once again, now this war is looking pretty good for us if I want to go fight Austria-Hungary, which I did. Except we took too long, and now it's about time for me to go fight the Mamluks instead. Okay, I mean, it's fine. You know what? This is still a lower priority than taking the rest of Anatolia and feeding up my vassals. It's fine, let's go get ready to fight against the Mamluks one more time. No, France, don't you become defender of the Catholic faith too? Oh, everyone wants this role apparently. You all have too much money. That's what I've decided. You all have too much money, you don't know what to do with it. By the way, I'm in such a good position right now that I've got enough monarch points that I could go ahead of time in all 3 technologies. And I've got no outstanding, like, ideas or anything I have to worry about either, which is great. So, we're actually surprisingly doing pretty well on this front. Despite the fact that I feel like we've had really bad luck with a lot of leaders. We're doing pretty good there. Alright, we all know what's coming next. Get in my belly. Mamluks, get in my belly. Oh, of course I'm dead. Why wouldn't I be dead now? Fun. Alright. There's my 250. Hey, a halfway decent air, though, a 435. That's a little bit above average. All right. Ooh, and a scholar, too. Nice. Tech cost reduction is phenomenal. If only my... Wait, no, I'm sorry. I just realized I'm a woman. I'm a Basilissa. Oh! I was like, what a prince consort am I... No, I'm playing as a Basilissa. Okay, I didn't know that I had a daughter heir. Oh, that's pretty cool. Notice, by the way, this time around, the Mamluks can only afford to have 52,000 soldiers. That's a lot less than the 90,000 they had before. You know why? It's partly because we denied them so much money by taking the delta for ourselves. It's really a good way of just kind of weakening the Mamluks beyond repair. Like, legit, they have no idea what to do with themselves if you take that away from them. Sunk the Mamluk flagship. Good. I'm pretty sure that's almost their entire navy destroyed at this point. Very, very good. And now we'll just keep sieging down a couple of key forts while we start carpet sieging the bulk of Egypt itself. And we're already starting to see a lot of territory being handed off to our respective vassals, which is great. And you can kind of see where my borders are going with all of this. Once I get both of these vassals under control, we're going to own pretty much this entire coastline. In fact, I might just go ahead and take all of this coastline, just so the Mamluks have absolutely nothing to work with from a naval perspective, which means I can move my troops around all willy-nilly, no problem. If we own this entire region of the Mediterranean, like, come on, that's gotta be really good. Did I seriously just die again? My Basilissa barely lasted at all. All right, fine. Now we have the Prince Consort. So I guess that tech cost does come into play now. But gosh dang it, I am having such unbelievably bad luck when it comes to my leaders. No one's living very long, man. All right, I don't know that we're going to get much more than this. Let's see what my options are. So we want to return all the cores to my people. We know that, which is basically all of this. That's a pretty sizable chunk of land. And then if I said I want to take the rest of this, we could, and that connects everything up pretty nicely. Yeah, I think that's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. It doesn't even cost me much. This is a very cheap war goal for me. Okay, anything else that I think I really want out of the arrangement? We could try taking some coastal territory, but I don't think we're going to get much. I think I can only get, like, what, 90 war score worth? So, okay. Yeah, I call this a pretty substantial win for me. Done deal. Thank you, Mamluks. Pleasure doing business with you as usual. And now my vassals have grown quite a lot, so my influence has spread rather substantially, wouldn't you say? So how happy are my vassals right now? Not as happy as I might have expected, if I'm completely honest with you. I'm gonna go ahead and placate Syria, though, because at this point, now that we've given them all of their territory back, I don't see any reason why not to go ahead and revoke their inheritance rights. This guy's gonna die pretty soon, and I'll just inherit all of this land. Boom, done. It's that simple. The same thing here with Karaman, and boom, this guy's also 64 years old, apparently. So soon, I expect to just annex all this territory for literally free. This is pretty good. This is a pretty good setup, I think. And soon enough, we'll be able to declare our war against Austria. France won't join them because they don't like Austria anyway, or I should say Hungary as well. If I were to ask them to prepare for a war and then pay off some of their debt and such, or if they just weren't fighting these same Musica people we had before, then we'd be able to call in France, and actually we totally can win this. So I think that becomes my next avenue of expansion, take all this territory up over here, and basically try to take the entire coastline of the Venetian trade node. Once we have all of that, plus we inherit all of this, we're starting to look a little bit like the historical Eastern Roman Empire now, aren't we? Thank y'all for watching, hope you enjoyed this video. If so, I would ask you hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and the notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.